Welcome to the channel. I'm Evan, and today I'll be showing you how to paint up some quick, dirty Bladeguard Veterans. It all starts off with a classic prime. We're going black base coat and then zenithal with a white from the top. All this zenithal does is give me a roadmap for this step. Right here, I'm putting down burnt red into all the black and super dark gray areas. This provides a really deep, dark, rich red. Over top of that, in the gray areas, I'm going to use bold pyro red. It's much punchier, much brighter. And then I'm going to top it off with pure orange. This is just going in some really small areas and just where that white was showing. Once you have that initial roadmap down, it's all paint by numbers. You can do the same thing with a brush if you want. Just grab a very large dry brush, really soft, and you can get that same gradient effect. Now that we're done with the airbrush, I'm going to move over to coal black. This is what I use for all my joints, my belts, things like that. And as long as I got it out, I'm going to go ahead and start my freehand. This is just to get a little bit of visual interest into some of these large flat surfaces. If you saw my Contemptor Dreadnought video, I talked about how it's kind of a waste to leave these large surfaces open and not do anything with them. So, we'll just start with the black, then work up through gray, and then eventually up to white, giving it a lot of depth, a lot of pop and dimension. Moving on from there, this is a little bit of a tactical error. If you guys are painting these Bladeguard, set down your base color, whatever your armor is going to be, then do your robes. I went straight to my metallics because I knew there was a lot of them, and then I had to paint around those metallics in order to get these robes done here. You can kind of see what I'm doing. After the light umber is down, I went back in, tinted the light umber with my ivory, got it a little bit brighter, came in for a second pass. For the swords, I knew what effect I wanted later on, and so I just decided to give them a nice pure black coat. For all the blood drops, the purity seal wax, it's just going to be purple, and then I'm going to lighten that purple up with white and start working up in smaller and smaller increments, showing less and less of the paint as we go. Now that all my base colors are down, it's time to start doing the wash. This is going to darken everything down just a little bit. I initially pushed it brighter than I wanted to because I knew this was going to happen. From there, it's time to come in and put a little bit of texture into the robes. Just using ivory to hatch these. These will attract your eye, add a little bit of detail, even if you're not consciously aware that it's there. Your eye will still see it. When I got my Indominus boxes, I was honestly a little put off the Bladeguard. For me, they kind of felt like Terminators. And I haven't been running Terminators, but I've really enjoyed them. I tried them in a couple games now, and they honestly work really good at pushing up to midfield and then holding those midfield objectives. 4+ invul save is really nice, and if you want, you can put a Sanguinary Priest with them. That gives them 6+ feel no pains, and then they also get the combat revive and the healing from him. Makes them pretty tough to push off unless everybody's focused on them. In order to get this effect on the sword that I want, I'm starting out with a dark gray, and then I'm going to build that all the way up through white, and then I'm going to grab my Dollar Rowney fluorescent inks and put those over top in one pass. All it's going to do is it's going to tint the white. You're hardly going to see it on the black. After that's dry, come back in and just hit a couple of those main spots with white. Some of the connecting points where it all comes together. Makes it really vibrant. For the scrolls, just doing some scratch on there. This isn't something that has to be fancy or precise. No one's ever going to try and see if you can actually read a word in there. Then for the bases, coming in with light umber, getting a nice solid base coat, and then I'm going to come in and tint it with some white to get my highlights, and then I'll use Nuln Oil and Agrax mixed in and around to give it some variation in the base. For the base rim, just go in solid black. Do whatever you want. Goblin green if that's your style. Just make sure it's thin and it gives you a nice uniform coat. In order to put some flock on, I'm just using a watered down PVA. This works really well to just keep it on the base. That way, when I come around sealing it up with a matte coat, it doesn't blow that flock off. That matte sealer is going to hold it in really good. The PVA is just to keep it there while the air is hitting it. And that's it, guys. Some quick, dirty Bladeguard vets. Got 3 more to go, I guess. I really enjoy the 6-man squads, so I guess I'll go do this all again. What do you guys think of these? Have you ran them? Do you like them? Do you think they're similar to the old Terminators? I kind of feel like they're trying to push the Terminators out by subbing these guys in. I guess we'll find out in the future. Anyway, enough rambling. Thanks so much for letting me share your day. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you want to see some more, hit subscribe so you can see when the new projects come out. Lots of Blood Angel stuff coming down the pipe. Leave any questions or comments you got down below. And as always, guys, I will see you in the next one.